Great day, friend. Welcome to day 5 of the 7-day Kingdom Builders Challenge. Listen, if you're feeling overwhelmed and you are still carrying everything all alone, that's not dedication, that's misalignment. Kingdom builders don't win alone. Kingdom builders win by building the right team. And so today our focus is shifting from solo building to building that dream team. Let's get to it. So listen, if you're still building everything yourself, you're not being faithful, you're being inefficient to the assignment that God has placed on your life to build. So why does building a team matters? So today is about no regret in your assignment. No great assignment is accomplished alone. Vision people requires people. Growth requires structure. Impact requires alignment. Day 5 today is all about the team. No great assignment is accomplished alone. Vision requires people. Growth requires structure, and impact requires you and I to have the right kind of an alignment. So God never builds in isolation. Moses needed Aaron, and Joshua. David had a group of mighty men. Jesus built a team before launching his ministry, and understand that kingdom impact is collaborative. It's not a solo effort. So the common leadership mistakes that I've seen is most builders wait until they're either overwhelmed, they're either exhausted, they're feeling burnout. That's not how we want to build. Kingdom leaders build teams before they get burnt out. So what a dream team really is. A dream team is not about numbers. It's about the right people in the right seats. Alignment over agreement, contribution over comfort, and assignment over ego. This is how we're building, right? And so you don't really need to clone yourself. You need contributors. Builders don't look for people who agree with them. They look for people who strengthen the assignment. They don't look for people who agree with them. They're looking for people that can strengthen the assignment that's on them. So let's look at this leadership a little closer. Leadership is not doing more. Leadership is releasing others to do what you cannot. Leadership is not calling all the shots. Leadership is empowering others. Leadership isn't being needed. Leadership is making others effective. Leadership is not authority over people. Leadership is responsibility for people. You got to understand that as a leader, you are cultivating, you are creating an environment where people can go, grow, and thrive to do more. And that's the role of leadership. You move the focus from being on you, what you need, and you move the focus to what the team needs. What does the environment need? What does the mission need? What does the assignment need? That's effective leadership. So here's some practical things to think about as it relates to building that dream team. Identify roles and not people. By identifying roles and not people, what happens is strong leaders then, they don't start with who they know. They start with what the assignment requires, not who I know, but what does my assignment require? When you identify roles first, you gain clarity on responsibilities, decision, and outcomes. So you start with the end in mind. That's what a job description is. That employer had a position, had a need, and they carved out a description for that need. In government contract, I've seen this in grants, and that they have a SOP, standard operating procedures. Even God set the model high, set the bench high. And Isaiah 46, 9 and 10, you go read it later. God said that he will show you the end at the beginning. He will show you the end at the beginning. Even God completes the end and backs you and I up to the beginning. And that's good news, because anytime God is telling you and I to start something, understand that God is telling us to start something that he has already finished. That's good news. So that's just some tips and some thoughts about as it relates to building this leadership. So the leadership assessment, I love to do assessment, and this is checking in. A friend of mine, sometimes you got to do a checkup from the neck up. And this is your leadership assessment. Ask yourself this: what do I need to stop doing today? What do I need to stop doing today? Question number 2: what should never be done by me again? What should never be done by me again? And question number 3 is, where am I a bottleneck in the process? Where am I slowing things down? Ever been in a leadership environment where everything needs to be checked by the leader before it gets done? Can you imagine that? There are 10 projects on the table, and every single one of those projects need to be checked through the leader before it gets done. That's insecurity, or other people call it micromanagement. I know it's tough talk. I call it insecurity, because if you have a team that you are cultivating, that you are building, that there's a mutual trust, anyone can get the job done 70 or 80% of the way that you would do it. That's a person that you can delegate to, and you can trust them to get the job done. But the question is, are you cultivating and building that team? So write down some things that you want. Write down things that your assignment needs, because clarity attracts capacity. Clarity attracts capacity. And then understand that undefined roles repel the right people. It's not always the wrong person in the right position. It's the right person in the undefined position that sometimes leads to frustration and challenges in an organization, in a ministry, in the teams. And hey, it even happens in the family. So make sure you want to write that down. Now, the Bible says in Ecclesiastes chapter 4, verse 9, that 2 are better than 1 because they have a good reward for their labor. That's the idea of teamwork. That's the idea of building that dream team, because we can create a synergistic environment. Synergy simply means that the sum total is greater than the individual parts. In a synergistic team environment, 2 plus 2 doesn't equals 4. 2 plus 2 may equal 6. So alignment multiplies the efforts. Alignment multiplies the results. So here's a closing declaration that I like for you to make today. I am not called to build alone. I lead with wisdom, humility, and clarity. I attract the right people for the right purpose. Together, we build what God has assigned us to. So I hope this makes sense. I want you to comment build team below, build, because we grow faster when we grow together. Hey, I want to make sure that you're getting the resources. If you're liking this information, do me a favor, share this information, invite others to participate in the challenge. All of the videos from the previous days are posted in the community on School. That's the Marketplace Leaders Ministry. That's a community that I'm building on School. I hope to see you there. Let's get it.